Alright. I Selassie, yeah.
All right then. Okay. All right. All aboard. Let's get her done. Welcome to Monday. Locked into the morning still. We fitting to kick it off, man. XTV and Quem Radio. We about until 12 o'clock. That's what it is. Lisa Love, Steve the Groove.
Yes. And on YouTube.
What's that?
Yes, we're up on YouTube too.
Oh,
so we're up on YouTube too.
All right. Well, all aboard and welcome back from the weekend. What's up? What is
Glad
up?
you made it.
Yeah.
Glad everybody made it because it was a very, very tricky weekend right here.
Got people calling, people texting. Are y'all okay? Yeah.
Why? Because of rain?
Yeah.
Maybe. Because of rain, because of some international things that's going on. And it's like, well,
I never had any bomb. So.
Yeah, no. Maybe some people thought it was here. I don't know.
Well, in that one of them, Lise. In that one of them. Then I had them bomb. So nothing happened to it.
No, but that's why I say if you're alright like that, no, that not done.
Yeah, People ask, y'all all right? But why wouldn't
Exactly. Why would you be all right?
I? I'm all right.
When
Yeah. Oh,
they
it's
shut down when they shut down the Strait of Hormuz and gas price doubled, then we know.
that
Yeah.
would go.
Another story.
That's a horse of a
Yeah.
different
Yo,
color.
one of the dumbest things happened. Yeah, one of the dumbest, most ridiculous thing happened over the weekend. The United States went to war without Congress's permission, which is illegal and unconstitutional. Um, Israel, which is the tail, wagged the dog. The dog never wagged the tail wagged the dog. Israel hates the Palestinians, stole their land in 1948, and now that the Palestinians want to get back, then they fight everybody. But the thing is, Israel is the only terrorist in that region. They have nuclear weapons they don't want anybody else to have. They invade whichever country they want. Nobody could invade them. If one of them put in hospital, get hit and 2 people dead, oh Lord, the world the end. To hell with that, and they don't kill 70,000 people. So anyway, Israel started a war with a nation that they know they can't beat Iran. But they know that if they go and they attack Iran, America, with a dope like Trump at the head, will back them up. So lo and behold, they attacked Iran. Iran strike back. Israel get afraid. America move in, claim victory that they bombed 3 nuclear sites. No, they did not. The main nuclear site still standing. It was not destroyed. It was damaged. Still standing after 14 mother of all bombs dropped on it. 30,000 pounds, I think, them bomb weigh. So just kinetic energy alone. But anyway, they never finished the job. And now they want peace. After they joined a war that they helped initiate.
Mm-hmm.
And Iran now says they activate sleeper cells. You know what that mean? You know what that mean? But anyway, I'm pretty sure there are MAGA people out there and religious people who only glad because pretty soon they're living in a mansion in a clouds, or they ain't got 21 virgin, either one. Never know. This is a terrible thing. And you have people out there where they defend this crap, you know. People defending this, but you know, they're not the religious ones.
But didn't Trump?
You ever notice
Didn't Trump bomb on a motorcade or something at one general already? The last time.
Yeah. Trump no a warmonger, bro.
No, but I'm saying they did that. They killed that general, and World War III never start. And
they killed a few.
You're
but
right.
What happened now? You have nations like India saying, "Yo, Iran, we are lend you some of our nuclear weapons." You know, the reason why you have laws is because one country should not be able to go into another country, assassinate leaders, blow up infrastructure, and think the next country not do nothing. You have to be a fool to believe that.
Well,
naturally,
but they've been to do that.
Iran will respond.
But they've been to do that.
What?
I said they've been to do that.
Who? Which one?
The U.S.
Who?
They've been to do that.
Oh, yeah,
Everything what
but
you just said, they've been
this
to do for the
crap
last 50, 60, 70 years.
Yes, but you know what the difference is now?
What's
The
the
U.S. is not so much of a... I mean, they still got the weight, they still got the muscle, but they don't have the drive as much anymore. They are divided. Because even when you that the strongest and you that the richest and you that the baddest, you could do a lot of fool. We make the rest of the country isolate you. The one who thought that the world revolved around them can be isolated and nobody deal with them. Everybody forming their own alliance, everybody doing everything because they know for the next 3 years, America has no leader. America is blowing in the wind. And if we are lucky, the Democrats will come and fix it again. Because this is what history always proves. The Republicans screw up the country, the Democrats fix it. But hey, what are we gonna do?
Really?
I just hope they're not shut down the
Yeah,
Strait of
depends on
Hormuz
who you
before we
ask.
think them for team who get it.
Exactly.
Depending on
Yeah,
who you
exactly. You could ask sensible people, or you could ask idiots. I just hope that they not shut down the Strait of Hormuz before my shipment for Timu come in.
ask.
Why the shipment
Would
from
be a
Team
Yeah.
travesty.
easier they shut it
Yeah.
down. Team no
Timo.
Yep.
No.
Yeah. Timu.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we
We know
got a
are
nice
gonna happen.
we got about a nice dose in certain parts of the country. It's central and northern because there was a nice steady streak
We get it.
of showers there
Yeah, we
on
get it.
Saturday. Pretty much all day if you were in the Belize district, Belize City, all the way inland,
started-
all the way up north. Just one nice streak. Just
It was Friday. It started Friday for us.
okay.
And we get it. And we get it. And we enjoyed it. And we loved it.
Yeah.
Well, if you didn't have anything to do, you
Yeah,
didn't have to be
but-
out in the elements. But yeah, that was Saturday.
The
So-
sun came out yesterday up here. I believe it was countrywide, maybe.
Yeah, the sun was out, and then more in the north. There was the north got showers. You got some showers in the evenings, but it's more. It came like the southeast, so it was moving in that direction from like Belize City up. So north got a nice one yesterday evening. If you live up north, you never get it yesterday, group, like yesterday evening.
Yes, we did.
Yep.
We got it beautifully all day practically.
Yep. So that was it. We got
Gave us
some
smell
about
wet
what? We got
wool.
some about 2:00, 2:30 thereabouts. So yeah, it was that kind of thing. Will there be more weather in the week?
Blessed rising.
Ha!
Yes. Blessed
Big up,
rising to
big
our
up, buffing stuff.
wonderful listeners.
Buffing
Yes.
stuff.
AKA buffing stuff. Yo, big up yourself. Lakini. What a way. Alright. Okay, what's next on the
What?
menu?
That's
There's-
what early the man is right.
Induction.
Who that?
Buck, you just send me something, but
Oh,
this
Ras
one
Buck?
on a normal query.
Oh, the baby that does no
Lick-
wrong?
Yeah, the
Yes,
man is strike
lick-
early.
Yeah, there's, I think,
Yes.
yeah, there's,
You that
more showers continue.
Me that what? Me that
yeah,
what?
Lisa that like the US, Lisa that like the US
Yeah.
and Ras Buck that like Israel.
What
Buck
the-
can't do no wrong. Buck can't do no wrong because Lisa say correct.
Of course. I'll correct.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah, so it look like, further on in the week, yeah, still got more rain to get. Again, we're in June, folks.
We
Of
don't,
course.
we don't get on today because it look very iffy out here today.
Yeah, the rain,
The clouds they look dumb.
1 minute it might just sun, and the next minute, yeah, rain, overcast.
Up here too.
That's what it is. So it continues. Yeah, I mean, yep,
It is June.
it is
No
June.
surprise. You shouldn't be no surprise. It's raining. Yeah.
Yes.
It would rain.
Well, this is how we get this. I mean,
Another
this is how it's been.
another
for
disturbance on the
150,000
Pacific.
years.
Yeah, boy.
The Pacific
Yeah.
ain't well active.
Hmm.
So yeah, another disturbance
Hmm.
on the Pacific side.
Do you know that Afghanistan have a tourist board?
Okay.
They do.
For who wanna go visit
I did not know
Afghanistan?
that. Afghanistan have a tourist board.
Yes.
Michael.
There's a guy that I watch, a guy who does a food channel named Sonny. And
Yeah.
Sonny
Sunny,
lately booked a trip. Yeah, he booked a trip to Afghanistan. And
Wow.
he said the day before he nearly two your pants because he just wanted to figure out, taste the food and stuff for real. He
Uh-huh.
said that the only time he tasted Afghan food was when somebody that fled Afghanistan went to someplace else and cooked it, but he wanted to taste it off of the Afghan ground.
Uh-huh.
So the man get a permit and he gone and is saying nervous bad. And he made a film. But he wasn't allowed to go where women were, and he wasn't allowed to film nobody with guns and things like that.
Okay.
But everything went good. But one part of the show, him they walk along with his camera and they buck up, a real Taliban with the AK on his side. Hey, Right away, white sonny, turn whiter. Man say, let me see your passport, your documents.
Your
Man say,
document.
here you are, sir. Man look on it. Very well. Carry on smartly. And he continue. But I never knew Afghanistan had one tourist board. And the airport looked nice. I mean, they must show we do our part. Because there's some parts of Afghanistan where look quite non-bomb yet. Like nobody bomb it yet.
I'm sure. Yeah.
You know. I'm sure. But yeah, what a thing. I know I trick you. I didn't even know we're gonna end up this weekend because I'm gonna dig my bunker. No, I'm gonna dig my bunker. I'm gonna get my helmet, my war helmet on, and get my rations ready. Because make no doubt about it, the Strait of Hormuz, if it's not done closed already, is gonna be closed today or tomorrow. Okay, check this out. U.S. asked China to stop Iran from closing the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, they got lick the bear. Yeah, you see, and I'm gonna tell you, this is why, from as a matter of fact, if you read the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 19, yes, you will see. Bibi Netanyahu says, Persia will have nuclear weapons in 2 weeks. When they write the Bible, Bibi Netanyahu, the hell of that. So, it carries on today. And the reason why other presidents didn't attack Iran like that is because they had sense. 70% of the oil traveled through the Strait of Hormuz. Plus,
somebody said this was like 10%, not 70%.
No. Let me check right now because whoever said that know not what they speak.
Oh yeah.
Okay. They say 1/5 of the world's.
Oil
they say 1/5 of the world's. No, not 10%. 1/5 of the world's oil. So that like what?
That
20%?
would be 20%.
20%.
Yeah, but it's still more than that. What do you spell cent?
Speaking about oil.
Right, and let us see.
Belize Electricity Limited is going for their tariff increase once more.
Oh, for real?
Everybody get one raise.
The PUC had quashed that one, the first one, but they're saying, no, read your things more carefully. There is provision in the regulation that allows us to submit for a rate change midway through a full tariff period.
Wow.
Yes.
BL says the increase.
Yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't you try getting a raise too?
Yeah, the increase is needed to abate the rising cost of energy imports, inflationary pressures on operating and maintenance expenses, and the need for investments primarily to simultaneously harden and modernize the grid and connect a new. Oh my God! And then you call like that. And then you call like that.
You don't know who to get.
Yeah, a lot of big words wrapped together, and strung together in a uniquely worded statement.
That's the way I ask you if they never mentioned that they need the rate hike so they could buy companies that's going to be extinct in 5 years. That'll be a good reason for buying.
Well, I don't think no more. Wow.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you know in the mornings too, if we make a mistake, we are making a know. And Frisco just said like 80% of the world oil traveled through the Strait of Hormuz. And Lisa rightly said it was only 20%. And I checked, and it said the Strait of Hormuz handles about 18 to 19 million barrels per day.
Okay.
Nearly 20% of global oil consumption. So thank you, Miss Love, for clarifying what Ms. just said.
Man, call everybody name but yourself.
Well, you know how we do it. We share everything. Yes.
I know. I think I saw that on one of these interviews. One of them people were saying no. One of them people made to defend the thing.
Oh, okay.
Saying that the move was it's nothing new, and they were saying that you know, yeah, geopolitical, whatever the hell.
You
Yeah.
see, there are people who are sleeper agents
Mm-hmm.
um, for,
Ah.
for ideologies and stuff like that. I was in a discussion today with somebody, I don't want to call the person name, but early this morning, and I was telling this person, why are you defending Trump? You know, you are
You
defending
were
Trump.
you were asking.
Yeah, I was asking because every time somebody says something about Trump, he defends. As soon as tell me I don't defend Trump. I mean, the person I was spoken to tell me I don't defend Trump. Yes, but just now, yes, but
Uh,
just now,
Oh
yes,
yeah.
there's
when
no
just now
secrets
when
among
Lisa
the
said that,
CIA, man. I don't know what is happening to the CIA.
yes, yeah,
Mm.
just now when Lisa said that Trump declared war on Iran,
I did.
the person we I know want call, the person we I know want call and name said President Trump did not declare war on Iran. Instead, he authorized airstrikes on Iran's nuclear facilities,
Mm-hmm.
citing the need to prevent Tehran from obtaining nuclear weapons. This move has sparked debate about the limits of presidential power and the role of Congress in its author. You see what I had to tell you? Defend. He did not declare war. So, in other words,
Well, I would like to
in
see
the
them
mind
go
of
at
some
Kim Jong
people,
Un. Why not go blow up Kim Jong Un arsenal?
yes, because he can't. Because you see, what people don't
Kim
realize,
Jong Un,
Tito, that now
he
Trump is
threaten people more than anything else. Kim Jong Un keep testing these
yes,
ballistic missiles, but
Mm-hmm.
nobody going to bomb there. Cold
no,
nowhere weak,
because
cold
Donald
nowhere
Trump
weak
is a
fence there.
meow.
Cold nowhere
Exactly.
weak fence there.
Yes,
Actually, he
yes.
likes
You know,
Kim.
I tell you,
Actually,
bro,
no,
Trump
no,
is
but
a meow.
he
He not the
likes
bully.
Kim. He likes Kim.
Yeah, Trump was the bully in school that used to go and beat up the kids where he could beat up and take their lunch money. And
Right.
then he used to take that lunch money and got to the real big kids and try buy them out. That's the way Trump not got no kind of brains, my
And
boy.
Kim Jong Un
Boy.
has
Well, anyway,
Kim Jong Un has proven that he want to test see how far for him missile they could go.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
If any
yeah.
threat, if there's any
Trump
threat,
no, I do not know
if
that.
there's any threat to those good old United States, I would have said by Kim Jong Un first. And he need to test them missiles.
Trump,
Mm-hmm.
How much a man got about 500
yeah,
nuclear
yeah.
missiles?
I'm
Something
rip.
like that.
Let him rip.
Who that?
Kim,
Kim.
how much he got? Got about 100
Yo, let me tell you
500
something. Yeah, it no matter what Kim got because Trump no and read
Nah,
no
but that's
go
to
out
say,
at
right?
Kim
That's to
Jong
show the
Un. You know
standard,
go,
right?
go out at Putin. Yeah, yeah. And the other thing is the people where they like to bomb and stuff like that usually have a little bit of melanin in their skin. Kim
Mm.
Jong Un doesn't. Putin doesn't. China doesn't. And beside of that, they're afraid for them their country. You know, but once you could control the other ones, you know, you're all right.
No, I'm
Like
just
All
saying,
right.
you say, boy, well, people will say, oh, well,
Yeah, yeah.
stop Iran from get. But like I say, Kim Jong Un he has shown himself to be, if you want to call him a threat to whoever, you know, want to keep the test then, long range
Yeah.
ballistic missiles.
Right.
So he's
Let me-
in the show that,
But
hey,
the
I test my
hypocrisy.
thing. I test my thing. So,
But you
if people say,
know,
boy,
you
if
see
you
why
say,
they say,
who the bigger threat? And he know the make none, he got them.
You got it. Right.
So if it go with stop
You
people who
say-
think now a threat, then you know, I mean, but again, that geopolitical scenarios, people find excuses for go do it and why. I say, that Saddam had
yeah.
weapons
no.
of mass destruction, WMDs.
Oh, yeah.
That was
oh,
the
yeah.
reason to
What
go
Saddam had
in
was
there,
the-
right? Yeah.
Yeah, Saddam basically had the Middle East under control.
Mhm.
But
Without,
to show it
without,
what I'm saying me
without
with
nukes.
time.
Huh?
without
yeah,
nukes.
yeah. It
Right.
show it what I'm saying mean with time longer than rope. Because what happened here, again, one quick summary.
Mm-hmm.
Some people were misplaced out of their land. And these people that was taken out of their land tried to get their land back. and they were called terrorists for trying to get the land back. They tried diplomacy, they tried warfare, they tried all kind of things to get the land back. And over a period of time, people forget why they were doing those things to get the land back. Until now, the world look at those people as terrorists, as unwanted, as criminal. So that any fool could come and drop nuclear weapons. Israel got nuclear weapons. Israel used more power in the Middle East than any other country because they know that the US got them back. And people still look at what Israel did, killing 70,000 people in Gaza, bombing places, wrong or wrong there, Israel the bomb. Until Israel said to themselves, we're not killing enough people, make we go start one world war. You know, and people just not have the cojones for come out and say it. People, they must be afraid they're not going to
Yeah, but again, you know, I mean,
if they talk against Israel.
Again, they're, you know,
What?
You know, there are no new scenarios, but we shall see how it plays out. Because we may hear hard talk when they kill a general, you know, a military motorcade or wherever he was in. Never really come out of it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
You'll see.
No, because
is it a bigger? Is it a
Iran knows that it cannot fight the United States. Iran knows that. First of all, it would not only be fighting the greatest superpower on the planet, it would be fighting the greatest superpower and all our friends then. So Iran knows that they can do that. So when you say they kill one of the top people and nothing really happened, they throw off a few lead bombs, nothing really happened. It's not because they don't want to do something. It's because they know they can't.
That's right.
But there will come one time. There will come one time when they have the wherewithal, when they have the provocation to do something. But they operate under the guise that they can't and never say can't. Israel found that out 1 week ago when Israel thought they may just bomb them and done. And the war is still going on there, you know. So we can't underestimate nobody because the most dangerous man that somebody when I got nothing for lose, you know.
Yeah.
And the way it is, and again, if everybody in my neighborhood got gun, why I can't got gun? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're gonna take a break and we'll be right back.
Okay. This is Monday Morning Stew.
All right. Trump's defense lawyer, Messenger Man, he said a whole thing where you want to read, but all of the thing boiled down to the same thing. The man cannot go to war without Congress's approval. And striking a nation's infrastructure, if that ain't an act of war, this ain't Jesus way and turn the other cheek, you know.
But they never just bomb something the other day when the whole thing leaked out in our text message. Did they get any approval from Congress?
Yeah.
So what? Listen to me.
My
the
boy.
thing what Trump is doing in America right now, half of them claimed by some is unconstitutional, but they still do it. So
yes,
whether you have a go to Congress,
dictator.
whether you believe it illegal, whether you, at the end of the day, you still do it. So yeah,
so dictators operate.
Right.
That's how dictators
So
work.
that's why no matter if it's illegal, you have to go. If it no go, my boy still do it.
He's still doing it.
My
Right.
boy not give two hoots about Constitution or got a who what?
Right.
Alright, let me send these one. Push a button, Junta. Lisa, push it.
Push the button, Gentile.
Push
You
a
see,
button. We'll be right back.
I have a
And-
quick
and
question.
even- Yeah, and even the liar with the thing where he send the backup where I say, the president has to get congressional approval.
Yeah, that is him and schism. Push a button.
Quick question.
Yeah, you know, it don't matter once you're done.
Yes, push a button. Don't do it. You're about
Question.
what?
I have a quick question for Steve. Steve,
Yes.
why was everybody kung fu fighting?
I wonder why.
Everybody was fast as lightning. I mean, as a matter of fact, it was a little bit frightening.
Yeah.
Because they fought with expert timing.
Man.
That's what I wanted.
Man,
What do you mean?
that must be your song.
That's it.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Yeah. Well,
that was Carl Douglas, right? Carl Douglas sang that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
you know what? Before we go to break, surprisingly, they said the new war and the new frontier may be cyber war, but right now there's no cyber war. The air supremacy, it seems. Still the good old air supremacy, not cyber warfare. But wait, Iran might just got one cyber warfare thing line up. Who knows?
Right.
And you know what Ukraine to prove? You know what Ukraine to prove? It's not just air, it's drone.
Still air.
Ukraine did the thing with drone where you would have never believed. One of our listeners says Iran can cancel nuclear programs because other countries are now offering nuclear weapons to defend. Like I said earlier.
Well, again, not that. Until that comes to fruition, that is just talk.
Oh,
see.
very good. Very good. Your sphincter is not clinched as
I'm saying that all of that sound nice until it happen. So we'll see. Remember, geopolitical business, you know. Yeah. Geopolitical business.
Thing. How to go with it happen.
So you think you do it? Have they received any? Good.
No, where they go on right now, bro? This that it dance.
Good.
Before,
all right.
Before
yes, the song I always play. But
before you carry them home.
Well, we'll see.
Yes, you make them know. This first of all, before America even got involved, literally, Russia and China told them, they said, "We watch what happen." And
but okay, which official source?
Gradually.
You see all kind of thing on YouTube, all kind of thing.
I shall get it back. I'll get it to you when we come back from break.
Okay.
No, but here one leader said that they do. No. People write all kind of things on Facebook right now. You don't know where to believe. All kind of news come out with all kind of information where.
My boy, if you were one of Jesus' disciple, your name would have been Thomas.
I just say, well, you have to be careful where to go with information, because half it might not be correct.
My boy, that don't mean the code information. It's all over the world.
That's why.
Find the source.
All right. I know they say you ain't or there. I just say be careful of where to get information from. We'll be right back.
We come out of my mouth. It's facts. Yes.
All right. All right, facts. Fox News.
Whether the job is big or small, every super handy dad needs the right tools. And at Brothers Habet and Habet, we have what you need. Enjoy super savings all June, like 15% off all power tools and hand tools, 25% off track car batteries, Eureka Vats, and Pisaforte towels, 25% off Penta Decon and discontinued colors, 30% off Valspar, and 40% off Dutch Boy paints. Plus, we're giving away $200 to 6 lucky super handy dads. Every $50 you spend gets you a chance to win. So this year, give Dad his best gift yet from Brothers Habet and Habet. Come in or reach out today. Happy Father's Day to all super handy dads.
Imagine getting rewards for your spending. Smart prepaid customers countrywide, it's time to level up with Smart Gains. Smart Gains are exclusive, limited time offers sent straight to your phone. We're talking irresistible rewards. You'll actually want extra credit, bonus data, and exclusive perks, all tailored to you. Because it's Smart, we've always got your back. Don't miss out on rewards made just for you. Smart Gains, Smart Savings, Smart You. Smart, bringing people together.
In 2024, the Belizean diaspora took over Los Angeles with the first ever Belize Diaspora Summit. And you know the only thing that could be ever better than that is to do it again. Belize Diaspora Summit 2.0. This time it takes place in the state of Florida, Fort Lauderdale Board Convention Center, July 10th, the 11th, the 12th. Belizeans from the diaspora, Belizeans from home in Belize, join together. Let's do it again. 3 days, government services, clinics, business displays, kitty corner, pop-up trivias, panel discussions. There will be highlights for business mixers. There will be live performance of Racindio. Destiny Wagner is going to be there. There's going to be a live performance of Makobi. And you will have Immigration and Civil Rights Town Hall. Special guest Kenneth Gibson, interview and book reading. There will be a wind-up reception, rhythms and rum. It's happening, Belize Diaspora 2.0, Florida, Fort Lauderdale Board Convention Center. Don't miss it.
Whether the job is big or small, every super handy dad needs the right tools. And at Brothers Habet and Habet, we have what you need. Enjoy super savings all June, like 15% off all power tools and hand tools, 25% off track car batteries, Eureka Vats, and Pisaforte towels, 25% off Penta Decon and discontinued colors, 30% off Valspar, and 40% off Dutch Boy paints. Plus, we're giving away $200 to 6 lucky super handy dads. Every $50 you spend gets you a chance to win. So this year, give Dad his best gift yet from Brothers Habet and Habet. Come in or reach out today. Happy Father's Day to all super handy dads.
Imagine getting
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Get her done. Somebody played a low down dirty trick in here. Must say Tony G.
What did they do?
Oh, I didn't know it going on, yeah? Hold on 1 second. Try to get you back on the thingy-majiggy. Alright. Why did that come out? I don't know. Let's try to get back the crew. Alright. Welcome back. Carry on.
3.
There you are.
I see it.
Steve the Groove and Lisa.
Y'all been at it. Nobody mentioned the boy Clean Face.
Who that? Oh, yes.
But
Where is he at? Let me look and see.
He said, who that?
no,
That boy.
Oh, yes.
my hair is not my own.
My face is not my own.
Somebody send me a whole list of things about different presidents and stuff like that. And that's not the point. The point is those presidents had sense, Republican or Democrat. We are talking about an imbecile. Neither they entertain, defend, or support no imbecile.
Yeah.
And I can't read out anything on it to send me, man. Come on, be for real.
As we proceed.
They're thinking they got nothing to do.
There's a traffic accident in Moscow.
Yeah,
in Moscow.
Yeah, young man.
I never checked my Moscow peeps to see if we're related.
This happened yesterday morning. 18-year-old Tristan Ortiz of Moscow Village died in a road traffic accident. He was traveling in a gray Toyota pickup sometime after 5
a.m.
when the driver lost control of the vehicle on the Moscow road. And the vehicle slammed into the railing of the Moscow bridge.
Right. Yeah, man.
But I mean, I don't
family.
I don't know, man.
Friend.
And that road there, I don't think that is smooth part of the road.
That road is so narrow.
Yeah, but it's rough too. You can't really go hard through there.
It's real.
But I mean, you know.
When it's your time, it's your time.
I was not there, so.
Me either. Condolences to his family and his friends. My life.
So another story that was making rounds over the weekend. So the guy that was deported, who was charged for some serious crimes. What's y'all take on that? I was asking for assistance.
Somebody didn't do their work.
Well, the full scope of what he was charged for and arrested for and in prison for was not made, or was not known. Some are of the opinion that, well, based on that, that's an indictment for the rest of your life, so I don't go ask for no help. Some are saying, well, you did the time, you did the crime, you did your time, and no. You know. I don't know. What's your take? Should a person be helped after the fact?
Everybody deserves a second chance.
You've been hearing stories like that.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, legally you did your time for whatever crime you did. Whatever years ago, I don't know the person personally, I don't hear his story. But does a person need assistance? I would feel like they would if they're in a position where you need assistance, then you need assistance. Would you give it to him?
I think if the person,
I don't got to wear it out for nobody nothing, but I mean, if you could, then I guess.
It might be.
I guess you would, because I don't know what a person gone through. Mentally, spiritually over the time, commit one heinous crime. I don't know. But yeah,
I think that everybody know that we are going to get people sent back home. Everybody know that. I think that is up to GOB to have a contingency plan for situations like this. This gentleman, they said, committed a heinous crime. served his time, but got deported.
Mhm.
You still have to live. No, you can't get everybody to be on your side. Some people want to say, yo, that was wrong. Once a snake, always a snake. There are certain things you do in a life that changes you, and I know I mess with you. That's some people's opinion. Some other people's opinion is, you know, doing what
Second
you did, not
chance.
change who you are, and all kind of thing, and stuff like that. Second chances and all of that. I got no problem with that. I just feel like GOB should have a contingency plan. So when citizens are sent back, and you know what? Though another thing too, well, laws not count the foreign anymore. But when you been the foreign for 55 years,
Mm-hmm.
squatters' rights alone
Hmm.
should make you, if you sit on our land for 7 years after you, something like that. But I mean, I don't get that. That man that not a Belizean, he's a Belizean by
Right.
birth.
So would you want taxpayers'
He's
money to go
American
and
by
assist
life.
somebody and get a house and land?
I not to say get a house on land, but have an area where you could set them up where until they get on their feet or something like that. I know to say you get a house on land when you come.
Whatever you
No,
do,
Set up one long.
I know it's still
You
still
know.
a cost the government if you do it.
Yes, but that's the way it happen when you're the government.
Yeah.
There's certain responsibility you have to your citizens.
I
And
guess.
if
But
you
that
know
person,
that they
like
come
you
back,
said, a person, and
you should
even
have contingency.
a person we wouldn't consider a citizen because
They know nothing
Yeah,
about
no,
Belize.
but yeah, that the legal that is where we that is say talking, but legally he still is
Still,
because
right,
he was
right. 'Cause
born
you
here
get-
and he
yeah,
never
you get
became.
deported back.
But what I'm
Yeah.
saying is all his experience, everything that he knows, is from the United States.
right.
And when you there so long and all of your upbringing is from the United States, they shouldn't deport you back to where you come from because you are a product of their creation. But the fact is, they deport the man back.
Mm-hmm.
Government
Here.
should have some arrangement to handle people like that. I know everybody can come back with nothing. Some will. And,
Mhm.
we
I
need
read
to
last
prepare
week they
for
said that
that's
two
just
individuals, I
humor.
guess that guy probably was one. They said needed temporary stuff. He said they got $200. The way how
How far is that gonna take you?
They're not a 400 to
the
leave.
way we got the info is like, well, they're setting you up for a period of time until. So I don't know what that mean. If
At
I could find
55
exactly
years
what I
old or
read.
60
Let me
years
find
old,
the story last week that I read.
even a Belizean citizen, it would be hard for a Belizean citizen to find a job at that age. If you live here, I know people.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if you don't know anybody. You are already on the next side of the mountain going down.
So what are some of
What
the
kind of job would he find?
what are some of the facilities we have here?
Security, huh? Their weekly apartment.
No, what are some of the
Business.
facilities we have for help like elderly and people like that?
What you ask me like we know.
That's right.
Yeah, I
I'm
guess
sure there's some out
really a
there.
home for the elderly. There's some private ones.
Yes, that's a crime he did in the States.
And what about the group that handles the homeless people? What the group that handles homeless people where they come and bathe and shower and stuff like that?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, I mean, this guy apparently had his whole he had a place where he made live and thing like that, and got caught up in the sweep. I think that before he got here, officially they should have said they know who to send back. These are the records. And from that information, our people were supposed to take over and say, wait a second, hold it. You right there. You can't go do interview and everything like that. Make we figure out what you do with you first. But apparently it look like nobody never know.
So
It look
the
like
reason
nobody
why
never know.
so the reason why I asked that, I asked what we have for people here, and if there's no such place here, then how you think you have a place for people to come in? Because if you had a place here for individuals here who might be down and out on their luck at an old age, then you would assume that people who would have come in and have the same thing would file right into where people here would go. So if people here have nowhere to go like that, how we expect people from outside to have one place to go? You can get where they come from.
That's the wishful thinking.
Right. So
That's the wishful thinking because
always I got home
even-
first, right? I got home first. So anybody could enlighten me as to facilities that we have to help people with like homeless? So that's the first
Well,
question for Belizeans who homeless.
Just the fact. Just the fact that when people get deported, and not everybody will get deported, that criminals. A lot of people get deported, got pulled out
That's
of
why.
their job.
But get what I
They
just
were
said.
paying taxes. No, but what I'm saying is just the fact that when people get deported, they put them on a bus and carry them to jail. Our processing point for deportees, that jail. That right there, that the first slap in at the face. Because just the fact you have to go do something that jail make you want pass. You feel criminal. So the first thing when they show me do, when these deportees come, take them to a place, sort out who go where, and deal with what. So that nobody, you go to jail with cameras to take picture, they like the zoo specimen. The whole setup how it's.
But that's why but this is the main point. If you don't have a facility for Belizeans who live here,
Yeah.
if you go and lay their head, I don't know when I know they had my guns or souls back in the day that still exists.
Well, you remember when they talked about this last month?
I don't know.
said,
Gangs,
That's why they asked,
Yeah.
hey, with stewards out there who somebody.
Remember when they said that even if we had a facility like that, we couldn't just take the people off because of human rights?
No, we're not talking about mental institution. We're talking about
We're talking about in a
regular
case like
people who
this.
might be homeless and not got nowhere to go, elderly. That's why I bring up guns or
I
so.
don't know
That
about
they never,
elderly, but
that they
I
never
know they
feel
have
mental.
places. I know they have places where they put women who are being abused.
Yes.
By the spouse and like
okay,
that.
that
They
might
have
be one
homes
thing.
I know they say that we don't have it, I'm not saying that we don't have it, but if we do, it is so few and far in between.
Right.
It is so
We don't know where
So that's the point.
unpublicized.
That's the
Yeah,
point.
it is so. Yeah, then they try to keep it a secret, apparently. But I would have never said that we are so backwards as we don't have a facility like that.
Well, I don't think the government has a facility like that. Because if they
Well,
did, then
then you
if
said
they
we are
did,
not
if
backwards.
you have a facility like that, that's where right there people like that would file right in until, like I say, you get your foot back. But if there's no such facility for Belizeans who live in Belize, how we expect them to get a facility for people to come from foreign? Ram, what up? What up?
Brothers and Mona Lisa love.
Good morning.
Watch out. You see how Groove never done till they got a chance, my people.
Who that?
Groove.
Man, here you go through Ram. We're talking of parables now. Who you talk about?
Groove that I say you never done till here for you people they got a chance, my people.
Uh-huh.
But don't worry.
Who are my people?
We know how to fight. We are just like the Africanized beast.
Okay, we still don't know where to talk about, but go
Now
ahead.
we're on the smoke.
I know.
We're on the smoke.
Where to talk about, Ram? Come on, speak clearly.
The same thing with the smoke, alright? You gonna fight the Iranian know that to turn to an Africanized beast, but you know.
You believe that?
Yeah, trust me. It's been happening in the past. And it'll happen again.
Okay.
Every place they say they win, they only say win because they don't want to look shame. I can give you for example the Vietnam War. People still stranded there and can't find them. And many people I know went to that war regret to ever been there. Many of the Americans I know, you black American, they say they never want to go. They force them to go. Because if they never go, then they may have no opportunities and nothing. So the only choice was join the military and go and fight people when they're in business to fight. Anyway, The most important reason why I call, you say you need to know or you don't know places where people that live in Belize could get shelter,
Right.
home and so,
Mhm.
where homeless.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sister Cecilia Home works along with the human development from time to time.
Okay.
But they also have another home is permanent at Hattieville. There's another one. The Salvation Army have one on
Yeah,
Cemetery Road.
somebody just mentioned that to me.
Yeah, and then you have another one which is recently built somewhere around between, like around Vernon Street. It's a street called Wood Street.
Okay.
Around the area, Conchel Bay and so. But what I understand for a long time is that a lot of people don't like go because they have restrictions, and many people don't want to live by that restriction.
Okay.
One of the restrictions is that they have to go in from 6 o'clock in the evening, and a lot of them don't want to go in. Even I notice in the United States, I know about 2 places used to be for the homeless, but they tell me it's the same thing. They don't want to go in because they want to say, oh, well, the party they are, and they have to be in by 6.
Okay.
Yeah. But also they supply me too with a grocery bag every month because I'm registered the human development.
Okay.
And they give me a supply monthly, Those who don't get the supply get something that's called boost. That's a little money monthly.
Okay.
Then Miss Lady back in Martin, as you know, we need Sharon. Anyway, they give them food and so down there in around markets and clothes and it could be stuff
Welcome
like that.
center, the welcome center.
I'm not sure, but I hear there's a place by Doris Foreman. That's the name of the young lady. They're supposed to have TV for watch, while they snack, some clothes, some deodorant,
I think that's the welcome center, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Maybe
But
that's
then
the one.
you
Maybe,
can
I'm
sleep
not sure
there.
what's
You
the name,
can
but
get a
somewhere
meal
around
and a
Martin,
change of
tell me,
clothes.
around
Yeah, that's what he
there.
said. Yeah.
Yeah, but everything
Yeah, man.
that group, me, I ain't know the fight, That ain't people up there to fight. He don't retire.
He was in the army.
Yes.
In the army.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
That's village people. Remember that group, village people.
Yes. All right. Yeah, Rob.
Respect.
Yeah.
I don't know why they call any village people, because we know swing the kind of way.
Well, I mean,
I never understood why they call them the village people, because we the village not swing like that. But you know what I think?
Boy, you don't know
I
who
think
swing
that
how.
a lot of people. Yeah, that's true, that boy. I think that a lot of people are saying that they don't think Iran is gonna respond as a safety valve for themselves, because I think that everybody know that what took place was an act of war, and everybody that knows history knows there will be retaliation. But so as not to worry about it and so as not to think about it, they tell themselves, Iran don't do nothing about it, so they could feel better, so they could have another few hours of not having to worry about what type of strike there's going to be, But yeah,
We shall see.
and the people ain't come out and tell you.
Let me grab this. Yeah, mine, Carmelo. Hello. We're gone. All right. Call back.
Okay.
Call back. Remember the top boy again, no?
We're talking about assisting.
I had something right here on the old noggin between the collar and groove. Yeah, all right, Carmelo.
You never wrote it down.
Yeah. Carmelo.
Good morning.
Yeah, what's up?
Hi, good
I'm
morning,
talking
Don
about the
Hector.
deportees that are being sent back.
Mhm.
When, in olden days, when all these expatriates were brought to Belize to administer the colonial office, there was something that they was called debriefing. Debriefing. In other words, they came from London and they found themselves in Belize. Immediately they were given what you call a debriefing by taking them on tours government had two big boats, the Lollet and the Patricia. They used to take these expatriates on a tour of our islands so that they can see what Belize was. In the case of our Belizeans returning, these people, after some of them, are coming to a strange country. It's their country of birth, but for them it's a strange country. I saw the picture of a person there that when he was 5 years old. He does not know Belize. So I believe that a program called Debriefing for incoming Belizeans is on a tour. Let's go take them to Stanquick, to Dangriga. Let them see that there is a country named Belize. And then they begin to accept being here a part of this country. But the way I am seeing that they are brought and they are thrown into the pasture. These young people that are coming back deported, for them this is a wilderness. And I think a program doesn't have to be a house where you put them to sit down and talk to them and talk. No, let them come out and see the beautiful country, the country that they will live in, and then they begin to assimilate themselves as belonging to this country. It's a short process. You don't need no doctors of philosophy or need to do that. Just accept them as you accept a new friend. We make friends by contact. We make friends by treating them as friends. That's what these poor Belizeans need, to be accepted back to Belize, but not in a big noise with orchestra, with flags and whistles. No, that scare them, as though they are monsters that arrive in Belize. So I think there should be a department that gets this organized, not as though we are welcoming a wild crowd of people. No, they are Belizeans. My final one is type for me is, let us not rejoice at this moment. There are 4 monsters that are facing us right now. One, our industries are not performing. And let us pump this into people. Our industries are not performing well. Secondly, there is this matter of the war in the Middle East. At any moment, I read last night that gas, I think, has gone up the crude oil to was going to become $120, double what it is now. The pump is going to chastise us. Then there is the other one, that is the incoming hurricane season. We have to be prepared as though we are prepared for a wedding. The hurricane season is on, and finally we are having this problem whereby our cost of living will begin to soar even before the oil prices, because that's what happened in Belize. All these new merchants, by now I could tell you, prices went up already, because they hear gas went up, fuel went up. So government has to be very on the alert to stop this nonsense. Why raise prices that for goods that don't have in your warehouse? Because you hear that gas went up. That is something dangerous for our people, our consumers. And lastly, please inspect the expired goods in the stores and rotten shoes and rotten things. I got a lady told me he buy a pair of sandals for $8.50, and as he put it on his step, the sole drop off. This is something that is affecting the country badly. I leave you with that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the last one, that's true.
Hector.
That is true. There are a bunch of places, and again, this goes straight to the lack thereof of consumer protection in Belize. There are places where are low end and places considered high end. Who sells stuff that aren't worth the, I don't know, worth the whatever. The box when they come in. And all you could do is suck it up. Yeah, monk out. Yeah. Shoes like that. Shoes, they have about some other items that some people they sell are like that, like junk, the literal junk.
Mm-hmm.
You buy it and you glad if you get a week out of it, if that. And many people have problem if you go back and get back your money because they say, you know what? All you could do is learn from it and not go back again. They tell you, well, you could get something else, but you can't get back your money. I don't know how.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know how the laws work in Belize with pertaining to that.
You don't ever get back your money.
Right? But the lack of
The
consumer
law don't really
protection.
protect consumers.
Huh?
The law don't really protect consumers.
Yeah, there's no consumer
the
protection.
The law is mostly to protect. Yeah,
There's
the
a
law is
place where,
mostly
okay,
to
where you do
protect
like,
store
yeah,
owners.
I know. You would think that you'd get quality things from a certain place. Especially shoe.
And again, we like look for people and figure that because they're in a power or then they're in an office, then that's some holier than thou. My boy, $14,000 a month rent. $14,000 a month rent. After 10 months, that's $140,000. You could buy one house for that. There's about 5 or 6 buildings where GOB to pay over $14,000 a month rent. That either kickback or stupid. Who would have paid $14,000 a month rent? Anybody who got sense, put up on your hand and explain to me how.
Who want to do that? Government?
But I would have to tell you how they say we not got money. How they say we not got money and then they pay $14,000 a month for rent. And then we have the nerve, well, leave in here. What, it worth it? We get money for value? Bro, they get reamed. $14,000 a month for rent. Make that sink in. One of them, I think that $20,000 a month. Make them that sink in. When they tell you how we not got money for do nothing, but they could pay $14,000 a month for rent. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You think that then they worry about price gouging for we?
Yeah, I don't know how it works, because in every district, whatever government office, I guess over all the years by now, the government should have its own buildings in place. Spread around the country.
Your friend can't make money. Your friend can't make money. Can't pay nobody $14,000 a month. But that's weird. One of our listeners says, we need more shelters for the homeless and mentally ill. What we have now is totally inadequate. Where to shelter from the hurricane? Some of them smell too good. Provide baths. Another thing where another hurricane season, and for like 3-4 years, well, even longer than that, we've been asking that, we always talk about the hurricane preparedness plan and we never put it into effect. Nobody ever said, make we pretend before hurricane come that these 2 highways are blocked off. Make we pretend where we are do. But we not do that. We are wait until we're in the heat of it when we have to really find out where we are do. Nobody to try to figure out where we are do if this situation arrives. So wait for the next hurricane season. But
well, I know Nemo's been having meetings. I don't know. I'm not privy to what they discuss in those meetings. There's a level of there is a level of preparedness that is done.
Yeah,
You know,
a level.
I don't know how far you could go
level.
with whatever you
You
got.
know what? Yeah. You know where write down on paper is usually different than where happens in practice, you know.
I know, I just say
So
that.
whatever good plans or whatever thing where you have, yeah, you know, unless you put it in practice and you find out the flaws, it's not a complete thing, you know.
Yeah.
And again,
well, that's a challenging thing.
not just the complaint, it's that you know why people dead. You know why people dead because of lack of preparedness. You know.
Yeah, but preparedness, you know, some of that goes all the way around. Some people have to be prepared themselves. Because some people put themselves in scenarios forgetting a problem when storms come. Despite all the warnings that... So, you know, there's responsibility all the way around. Even with the populace. As in the middle of a storm, a boat shouldn't have made it out. But,
you know,
just saying. But we got to take a break, though. Go there. Last comment on that.
Yeah, you know, you don't make preparations based on what one or two people might do. You make preparations based on what the needs of the many are. You know, whatever preparation we make, you will have jawbones. But until we do a dry run of those highways locked up and you got to get 70,000 people out of here, no preparation will be enough.
Well, I don't know how you want to do that, because you can't tell 70,000 people, let's go up on a dry run.
Bam, see that? That's the way I talk about.
How you do that?
That's the way I talk about.
How you do that?
You know when we find out?
But how you do that? How you do that?
We find out when we have to do
When
it.
we're back. So
yes, because then that's a funny thing in emergencies. I don't know how really prepared you could prepare. The only thing you could do is have the infrastructure in place. But we got two-way highways, so
we don't.
Two lanes.
Does the public know what? Yeah, does the public know if one day, bam, the two thing run off? Where will you forgo? Where part? Which boat one did it? I mean, which airplane want to take off? You know, I mean, like I said, when I write all kind of memo,
no, but I get your groove. I get you, but I mean, we've seen, you know, again, I always go right back to US because we always see it. And they got better infrastructure and more resources than we do. And yet they still find themselves in the same troubles after a disaster. They know better off than us.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And what happened with them, they have like 100 times the population where we got, but they still train for possibility. That's the one thing where I could tell you they do. They train for
but
possibility.
we see the stories. We see what Katrina was. We see what North Carolina was last year. We see all the things that still play out. Okay, where the infrastructure and the money and they ain't got helicopters and they ain't got all the fancy equipment, but yet after one storm,
a disaster, you would see.
But you missed the point is with
what is the point?
Good. Taking it from there. Even with everything we ain't got, they still got you problem. Imagine we don't have half of what they got.
But you to say
we supposed to be
and the resources for, but you only could do so much with what you got. If I storm it, like how you plan for that? The only thing you could say about when I storm, they can't move.
Right.
But if the majority of the population decide to wait it out, to see what happen. Then when last minute, the rough thing for handling an emergency, the only thing you could really do when they tell you move. And they always say that, everything, please move, because when the storm they hit, I know call, please come catch me, because I'm in my house and my house is
people can't move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's why I said earlier, I leave responsibility they all away as individuals to say, wait for that, because we know you get hectic. We know by the roads might get blocked. You know what? Make we take some initiative and go early. No wait for the last minute when roads start flood. Because we know the roads are flood. Okay,
I know
you
that.
got 100 lane highway. If it flood, it flood.
And then what you do? We don't know because we know
But you want to know if it's not the water they come. What else you need to know as an individual? Like,
what I want to know is when it flood, what government want to do. That's the way I want to know.
Well, that's why. What you could do?
That's
a disaster, brother. That mother nature. What you could do?
You wait.
What you could do? They tell them come out of the low line. If they tell them come out of low line areas and go in a higher area, shelters there, so. But many times people not move.
People don't want to do it.
And then they left trap. But they get the warning. Sometimes only that the people in charge could do. Issue the warning and say move, because there's nothing where we could do. We want to stop Mother Nature's fury. And destroy everything in its path. What our government could do to stop Mother Nature's the level of energy where they get released.
Absolutely nothing.
We always hear the stories by the level of energy where they get released. There's so much nuclear bomb gone off.
You saying that? Yeah, true. You know where I learned? When I was a kid, we had one safety plan. Where in case of fire in the house, we know how to get out.
Right.
In my house, we got the same thing. I know anytime I go to school, they have fire drills, what to do in case this happen. Any place you go, that you have some sort of way so people know. I mean, I understand where they say that when the thing happen and the hurricane, they pan top away when I figure out who are dead and who are live and whatever. Yes, fine. But all I'm saying is, bro, I mean, that's why people, they not power to think of things. But think of possibilities and figure out how we can work it out. Not wait until it happens.
We have to get Nemo in, because I know they have meetings. I know people are there on the committees. I don't know where they plan. I know meetings that happen like now. So I'm not privy kind of in at the meeting. So I know they know they got meeting. I know they meeting and if you drink and eat sandwich. They must plan how they are. You know. The year's hurricane season, true. Maybe we need to get Nemo in here and find out exactly what they got going on. So that might be a mission for we. If you hear exactly what's going on. Which would be good. But like we were saying, we'll need to hear from it too. Because it makes sense that they got a meeting in a silence and we don't know where to go on.
It's true.
So
boy, you know something? There's a lot of things that we don't think about. And even if we know how many old people that are Belize, where would I need assistance? People that we don't have no body live wrong there. Where would that happen today?
You're talking about giving us some numbers? Let us know.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe
we
somebody
don't
right in your
know
neighborhood.
what they would have do with these people. Would they just stay there and dead? We know that the last time people had to get out of Belize, they couldn't even get out because gas struck the gas station, they run out of gas line that they long. Did they come up with anything? Did they say, oh, remember what happened the last time? In case anything, this is what we are doing. Anything like that happen? I don't know.
Yeah, I think there was a move, and I could ask Marshall about at least. There is a move to get people with disabilities out. That was in place a couple of years back. So I don't think people just left and the said, well, there was a move to address people who might need assistance, especially with disabilities, to get out. If I'm not mistaken, Marshall made up on one of them committee there. So again, you know, we're not to sing praises to anybody, but there's a level of preparation that goes on. It's not perfect, of course. It's not perfect. So everything need fine-tuning and resources. But there are things in place, you know. There are things in place.
That's good to know, and the people that knows that they're in place, it's good to know that they know they're in place. I want to tell you, one of my person where no one done because I did a whole other battle here.
I'm gonna go to my commercial break
because that person. But listen here. I got mention that Trump the draft dodger. This person sent me one whole stats about draft dodging during the Vietnam War. All kind of thing. And this man to try earning money for true. Anyway, they try to prove to me that only
we're getting some. We're getting some feedback as well as to would we help the individual because of that. I don't know if you want to call it stigma. Some people say, well, you did that, so, I expect whatever you expect.
That's not a stigma.
That's what I say.
That's
right.
a fact.
Right. It's a fact, and you did it, and some people might never want to assist you based on that. Okay, if you don't serve a time, whatever. He would have to. But there are institutions, and since Ram called us, where you could seek assistance. I don't think they are turn back anybody. So, one steward says he did not commit the crime here. His situation being here is now certainly a challenge from a humanitarian perspective. In spite of his past criminal wrong there, he is a fellow citizen. While many would not be sympathetic to his situation, would we be of the same opinion if that were any of us? Food for thought. I don't know. It's a tough one.
What? What?
He said it.
Yeah,
I didn't even understand what he tried to say.
I don't understand what he tried to say. It's a tough one, man. It's a hard one. For that individual, you did something so bad that you never outlive.
Well, one of our store wanted to know help from where? Who?
Yeah.
Help from who?
Yeah. Well, it seems that there are places where you could get some kind of assistance.
Yeah, and what you have to understand too, criminals that do bad things to the citizenry and they go to jail, our tax dollars feed them and take care of them too. So, I gotta tell you something. I don't believe that all sins are the same. You have white lie, and you got a bad lie. You have good sin, and you have bad sin. And I think that was the baddest of sins. And there's a lot of people who would say if you could do that once, you could do it twice. And a lot of people would say there is somebody who is no longer on this earth. So...
Yeah, people have formed their opinion and they stick to it.
Of course. And you can't fault them.
All we know we don't have the same mindset of forgiveness.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
And even if you forgive, you can't forget.
We don't say forget. We say forgive. So with forgiveness, that's when the assistance would come in. But one thing you can't outrun or outlive the time. And so no matter what heinous crime you commit, chances are, depending on what age you did it, 40 years later, 30 years later, you're not the same person. Mentally, I don't know how you process life 30 years later. Because we've heard many stories of people say, but they did one thing and they spend their life and they change their life. And you hear these things because we got people right wrong, I would walk wrong right now where say, why they look for change in life, where I knew or you know or we assume probably commit a crime or a murder, something about. And they on TV you say, well, then you change in life. Right? People right in our country where you say,
yeah, but then there's somebody out there who don't have the...
No, I just process all information
as the family members feel.
No, I know. I just say,
well, I'm trying to change my.
We get that to the part there.
Then you could say, but you want to change your life, but then
somebody
out there who don't have the
opportunity to. Yeah, so you forgive.
Well, that has always been Steve's argument.
You forgive if you want. I mean, they say you have to. I just say what people go through, right? After time. We say at the top about time. What time do? 30 years later, we've seen stories where people say, well, they commit a crime, they did something, they may have this time in my life, whatever, that upon them. If they seek for change in life or whatever. The next thing we catch up on you that in a time, the age and illness. So you did one heinous crime and 30 years later, now you're a feeble individual because time catch up with you. And so physically, you're not the same person. And so there's a level of, empathy where people might say, throw towards you because now you're a feeble guy. But some people not forgive. Like what group they say. Some people not forgive family members. We don't care.
Right. It doesn't matter how long it took.
We not care. So in that case, how sick you're sick now, what you did, you never get forgiven for. That's the time changes how people look on things, right? So, but yeah, rough thing. I really not got the answer for Bridging.
Mm-hmm. Me either.
I still think you should get some sort of help from GOB. I still think you should.
And I believe that's where he's going to get it.
Yeah, well, that don't exist, right? So make a deal where it exists. I guess
anybody should.
Somebody hold the places where assist.
Yeah, no, well, I'll tell you, bro. If it don't exist, if they don't exist, maybe they could have given one bedroom, and $14,000 a month building where they rent.
I'd rather give somebody with done there with a gucci probably one of their room there.
I beg you do.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
We'll be right back.
$14,000 a month.
Ain't that something?
Oh.
In Belize, diversity is our strength. From the vibrant streets of Corozal to the serene beauty of Punta Gorda, and from the charming town of Benque to the breathtaking views of Half Moon Key. We are a tapestry of cultures, traditions, and perspectives. But amidst our differences, there's one thing that unites us all, that defines the essence of Belizean identity. Our love for this land and sea we call home. Our Belize Barrier Reef is more than just a natural wonder. It's the lifeblood of our nation, the foundation of our culture, and the backbone of our economy. Every lobster caught, every conch harvested, every tourist enchanted, every investor satisfied, every proud homeowner, and every taxpayer. They all depend on the health and vitality of our marine environment.
I may be out on the water every day, but I know that my livelihood is tied to the health of the reef. We all depend on it.
As a tour guide, I get to share the beauty of a reef with visitors from around the world. But I want future generations of Belizeans to experience it too.
Fresh seafood is the heart of Belizean cuisine. I want to continue creating delicious dishes that celebrate our local flavors, sustainably sourced from our waters.
In Belize, we may come from different backgrounds, but we all share the same dream: a thriving marine environment capable of sustaining us all. Together, let's work toward that future. A future where we all thrive.
When you done hear about how you could shop online with Builders Hardware?
It's easy and convenient. Plus, you get special deals and discounts online where you not get in at the store. Just log on to shopbuildersbz.com and pay with your Visa, MasterCard, debit or credit card. You could choose to pick up your order from the Smart Lacaneda Builders or Easy could deliver for you. If that was a big thing, the Builders truck could deliver for you. If you need more information about anything, you could start chat right here online with a salesperson. We're ready to help you. No need to burn gas and waste time in the traffic. Go to shopbuildersbz.com.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
In 2024, the Belizean diaspora took over Los Angeles with the first ever Belize Diaspora Summit, and you know the only thing that could be ever better than that is to do it again. Belize Diaspora Summit 2.0. This time it takes place in the state of Florida, Fort Lauderdale Board Convention Center, July 10th, the 11th, the 12th. Belizeans from the diaspora, Belizeans from home in Belize, join together. Let's do it again. 3 days, government services, clinics, business displays, kitty corner, pop-up trivias, panel discussions. There will be highlights for business mixers. There will be a live performance of Racindio. Destiny Wagner is going to be there. There's going to be a live performance of Makobi. And you will have Immigration and Civil Rights Town Hall. Special guest Kenneth Gibson, interview and book reading. There will be a wind-up reception, rhythms and rum. It's happening, Police Dashboard 2.0, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Board Convention Center. Don't miss it.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. It is, oh man, don't even say it.
It is hotter than a mug.
Oh, that wasn't it, but yeah.
I know. 7-Eleven, we missed it.
Well, it's 7-Eleven plus 10.
Well, yeah, we missed it.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best time to celebrate 7-Eleven is at 17 past.
Plus 10, yeah.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Where is our 7-Eleven baby? Where is she?
In the space.
Blame her for missing it today.
Oh, she did it? All right, that's great. Thank you, Steve. Thank you very much. All right, let's see. A couple of things coming in here from the Creme News Center. I don't know if you want to. We should go.
Yeah, one of our listeners says that if this person would have been forthcoming from the beginning, maybe...
then that would have been different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We'd have more...
Well, I got the first one.
Okay.
All right, so let me do that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this news package.
This news package is brought to you through the fine courtesy of...
Smart.
Right.
One area in government where the Public Service Union president says there can be cost savings is in office rentals. The discussion is part of the ongoing negotiation with the government for an 8.5% salary increase for the public sector workers. To make his case, he provided multiple examples of just how high the payouts are.
Topping the list for the highest monthly rental is the Immigration and Nationality Department, which falls under the Prime Minister's ministry. And they're paying $22,000 to a certain landowner. And we must ask ourselves, is that the office in Belize City? Is that the office in Belmopan? And if it's the office in Belmopan, I believe that we would have already, which is a much more beautiful building, if I can say that, compared to the office in Belize City. I can tell you that that building, the price of that, the monthly rent for that building was never $22,000 under the previous administration. The Ministry of Health and Wellness, I know we have to pay a little bit of house rent for the Cuban brigades and so on, but they are renting a building somewhere for $18,000. And we need to know who is getting that money. The Ministry of Public Utilities, $17,000 a month. This is monthly. This is monthly. Yes. The Ministry of Finance and Home Affairs, I guess they're combining there. We see a contract here for $15,800. Ministry of Human Development, they're paying $15,000. Blue Economy, they're paying $14,000 for one of their buildings. $14,000.
How much is the seaside one?
Ministry of Rural Transformation, $14,000. And this is the shocker. The Ministry of Youth also has one here for $14,000. I'm trying to figure out which building housed the Ministry of Youth that is worth $14,000. And there are others for some $12,000 and $10,000. I see the Attorney General here for $12,000. I assume that's the one in Belmopan, which is a very beautiful building and very spacious. A Blue Economy again for another $10,000. Ministry of Youth and Sports, $10,000. And that's why I keep saying that the Honorable Marla and the Honorable Daly have a duty and a responsibility to make public that audit. We do not wish to hear what they think of the audit. We need to examine the audit for ourselves and determine whether we got value for money.
Blue Economy Minister Andre Paris responded that government has always rented office space and said that in their case, the figure is justified.
By this, I heard the PSU mention all of these places that they claim that are exorbitant rents and everything. Well, let me tell you something. The Ministry of Blue Economy and Marine Conservation is a very relatively new, just going on a second term. So we need to rent. We need rent, and I think the figures are reasonable. And in fact, where we are right now, the ministry is growing already. There's more people being put in as the blue economy expands the ministry. Because remember, 5 years ago, there was no blue economy. We started from scratch. We started from that. So it's growing. And to say, government has always been renting. Why are they raising up the factor? Why didn't they raise it 10 years ago when all of these cronies back then were renting? Nobody said anything. So I'm surprised that he's not saying about what happened in the past. Why until now? Right? But in case of my ministry, it's well justified. We're getting value for money to pay.
He alleges that the building you've allegedly rented for $10,000, which is on Seashore Drive, has a normal rental value of about half that price. How do you arrive at these exorbitant rental prices? The average man or woman on the street hearing those rental prices might conclude that there is a kickback involved. What would your response?
Let me tell you about kickbacks. I think this is all ludicrous and hogwash saying that we're guided by the Ministry of Public Service. They're the ones in charge of that, so I cannot comment on that. But I respond to that as hogwash, man. I mean, you can't be going by that. It's a building, and it's right by the sea, fittingly for the blue economy. And in fact, let me add something else. We adopted the park in front. We adopted with the community. They are working together. It's a beautiful park where it's now a tourist attraction. So that is what we're doing. So in terms of just asking about how much you're paying, it is actually beautifying the entire neighborhood, and the neighborhood is very happy for officers to be there.
60-year-old Ulrich Lyndon Willoughby, a real estate agent, was killed Sunday night inside his home in the Vanilla Hills area, located off the Bullet Tree Road in the Cayo district. Police responded after receiving a call of a home invasion. When they got on the scene sometime after 7 p.m., they found Willoughby's wife, Miriam, who was visibly distraught. They also recovered 3 expended 9mm shells inside the home. At this time, it is not yet known if anything was stolen from the home and whether police have any suspects. That news package brought to you through the courtesy of
Ma.
Years ago, we built a company that is about more than just connection through technology. We've been partners in progress, empowering communities, nurturing growth, and strengthening bonds. We've grown together, lifting not just businesses, but dreams, not just communities, but families. Because true success isn't measured in years, but in the lives we've touched, the opportunities we've created, and the connections we've made together.
As a Smart customer for the past 18 years, they have provided me with exceptional value and connected me to the most significant moments in my life.
For 20 years, Smart has been a pioneer in telecommunication innovation, from offering services in underserved areas to launching promotions that increase your connectivity.
They go beyond calls. They're committed to a brighter future for us all. That's why I'm proud to stand behind them.
As we look ahead, our mission to enrich your lifestyle with affordable, innovative, and cutting-edge wireless communication solutions is stronger than ever. We'll continue to connect what matters most, you. Smart, celebrating 20 years of bringing people together.
All right. Welcome back. You know, I never see that picture. I had to zoom in to see what it was. Which in there, the master of camouflage, the iguanus. Yes.
Wait until the next day when you have eggs.
And then what?
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you thinking that Iran will not retaliate, Iran just launched 10 missiles into Iraq at a U.S. air base where the president visited last month. It says Iran state media say attack has begun on U.S. bases in Qatar and Iraq. Explosions heard in Qatar, Al Jazeera reports. Iran state-run agency Tasnim says Tehran has launched missile attacks on U.S. bases in Qatar and Iraq. Al Jazeera, which is based in Qatar, reported spotting missiles in the skies over the Gulf Emirate, which is home to the U.S. air base of Al Udeid and the U.S. Central Command CENTCOM. So, yeah.
The saga continues.
The saga continues.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Uh-huh.
All right.
But, again...
Do iguanas eat bananas?
Excuse me?
Does iguanas eat bananas?
Yes, iguanas eat all kind of stuff. Just now when I turned off my camera, I went outside, is because Dubs and Teddy caught a huge Garoba guana, and they made try to extinguish it, but I had to go over there and whop up the rasbok. Make them get off of the guana. Okay. Yes. Got to protect the iguanas. That's why we get all them guana eggs during guana season.
Protect the invasive species.
Yes. Yes. I don't say how that's one protected species, bro. That time I say how they make that one season for guana. Guana, they're like roach.
Somebody did not do their research.
Gosh. And we don't like roaches, so yeah.
Yes, you have to protect the roaches.
Miss Love, have you?
Not at all.
Yes, we preserve our roach.
Well,
have you a girly word for us today, Miss Love?
Of course I do.
I saw one post. I can see if I could find it. I saw a post earlier that I thought was very fitting.
Okay.
And the post said, and I quote, "Today is the Mondayest Thursday that has ever been mistaken for a Friday in the history of Wednesdays."
Wow.
What does that mean? What does that remind you?
That is like your breakdown of the
Today
day.
is the Mondayest. Yep. Today is the Mondayest Thursday that has ever been mistaken for a Friday in the history of Wednesdays.
I think you should keep that
Very
one.
good.
You should keep that one.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
All right.
All right.
I have a girly word for you today. And it goes like this. It goes thusly. It says,
yes.
What's coming is better than what's gone. What's coming is better than what's gone.
You could say that again. That's a very optimistic thing right there.
We have the first part of the man's perspective.
Yes. I know to talk about the one them fly, Marlon. All right. The first part of the man's perspective is an international perspective.
It is?
Yes. And anybody internationally who could wear this hat, please put it on your head.
Uh-huh.
And the hat, and it says, the less talent they have, the more pride, vanity, and arrogance they have. All these fools, however, find other fools who applaud them. And that was said by Erasmus B. Black in 1509.
Oh, yeah?
Erasmus B. Black.
Yes. Yeah. Your last name was Benjamin Black. Yes, Erasmus B. Black.
Erasmus B. Black.
Leave him.
Wicked. On a Monday.
Benjamin Black right there, man.
Oh, Lord. Erasmus B. Black.
Right. Be black.
Erasmus be black.
Yo,
that's right.
Folks,
all right, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on. Yeah. Yo, folks on the radio gotta know that the person named Erasmus. There's a guy named Erasmus. Like legit.
Yes, there is a person by the name.
Yeah, this is not a group name there. This person named Erasmus. In 1509. There's a guy.
Yes,
named
Erasmus Benjamin Black.
Erasmus B. Black.
Erasmus Benjamin Black.
The man has two moments.
Erasmus B. Black.
That is
That's the way it's up on the birth certificate.
That is racist.
The man birth certificate say Eras must be black.
Oh gosh, man.
Yes. All right.
Oh,
Very good. Ladies and
you
gentlemen.
trouble who no trouble you, right?
Yeah. You know, there's nothing that Frisco throw controversy.
Ah.
Wow. I am looking at bombs and the rocket's red glare. The bombs bursting in air.
Wow.
Anyway.
It's a hell of a thing when,
yeah.
You know what I've been seeing?
What?
It's a hell of a thing. That I remember when I said, man, when the elections were over, remember when we said that we live in a dangerous time? What has been, there's nearly a sentiment like people would be happy if things happen to the U.S. I've been seeing a lot of imagery on the social media about targeting the U.S.
Yeah.
Right? And because of the perception of everybody else have about the U.S. now, they've gone from, the purported peacekeeper of the world to one of the villains of the world. So now there's an image of the top about which U.S. cities would strike and missiles coming from here, there, and everywhere. I was like, what? This are the times we're living now. That
you see, and I want to tell you,
the great peacekeeper.
You know, a time like this, I know the trick, you. I would much rather have Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, even George Bush, anybody with sense. But what we have right now is a lunatic.
I can finish me.
Again, it depends on who you talk to.
I can finish the lead point. Right now, yes. We understand where they're going. We understand because of who is in charge right now. We clearly get it. That the individual in charge, that America is looked at now as the villain. And that's a significant thing. Where you see imagery about back in the day that I say when Iraq mean the thing, I say, oh, this is how you knock out Iraq and this is how you knock out, and you send that, and the world probably made it cheer. Right? The world probably made it cheer. Yes, good job. The heroes have come in and rid the place of this tyrant. But no, the perspective of the world. But why it's significant is because of what America is. Militarily. That you say images. People say, well, which cities do you think would I get strike first? Right? Washington. And then you see missiles coming from different countries where I say scenarios where like, okay, this is the time they live in. But it's serious and dangerous because we probably got the same population of Belizeans that live in the US than we did at Belize. So it's not necessarily an American thing. If we got a bunch of Belizeans who live there, family members.
We got a bunch of Belizeans where they support Trump.
Aye, man.
Right across there too.
Aye, man. I know they're going to this, whatever they support or not support. I'm just saying we got Belizeans live there. However I play out. So, it should be of concern to us in that regard. I would not love my brother or my sister because he may vote for Trump. Still your brother or your sister or your cousin or your ma or your pa. So I'm just saying, while we look upon it as, people might even be cheering if something happened to America. There's been a new sentiment, new things, just because of who in charge.
It's because of the friends you keep. You know what happened, bro? This whole swing on America took place from January. America gave up leadership in January. Because of their policies, people started to dislike them. Now, because of the friends that they keep and the wars where they fight for their friend, they have a negative thing. And this, anybody can see the correlation
No, we know they say that. They
between,
know the city correlation. I'm just pointing
the
out
president and what's happening.
I just point out
Yeah.
what are the effect. We know the cause. What a part
I
of
can tell you how much I don't care about this. You remember that lady, that Cuban or Venezuelan lady we get on stage when the election was going on, and it holla, I will vote for Donald Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump. Guess what happened? Then they put the husband. And you know, then they put
again. We know the cause. We know the cause. I'm just saying.
You know why I laugh, Frisco? No, but you know why it's funny to me, bro?
Why is it
because of personal responsibility. You all know what this guy was, and you voted for him because of your race. And know that it happened to Uno. You know what? You know what the immigrants thought? That black people were immigrants. You know, they thought that they were going to be sending back black people. They never realized black people are not immigrants. They banned it. Uno that the immigrant. So Uno vote for something where turn Uno spit in at the wind, and they come back and hit you in the face. And I know the game no hand courage.
Yeah, I get that, but you're going for a different tangent there. Now that's what I talk about, though. I talk about outside of the US, how people perceive the US and some.
Tangent? I don't know.
Well, you're going back to what happened internally and why people. When I talk about that, are the cause. Again, we don't know the cause. We talk about the effect. The effect is that the world look for America in a different light, and even some people might be rallying and say, yeah. But imagine, right, like 20 years ago, that no man be a thing. Nobody man rally and say, oh, then hope America get hit with some kind of military thing. No, they're like, oh, no deserve it, and I should get it. Right? So the funny time where they live in now where the axis totally switch wrong. Right? Like I said, you just say images of people that talk about, oh, this is unheard of. That people talk about how US, how they would have get strike and how this would have play out and how that would have play out. Nobody talk about how this other country would have get or how Russia would have get or how no one talk about what happened if, right? I like one funny time with the
because what happened? What happened? Russia got this thing where on doomsday thing where if they feel like they lose the war, then let go every missile they got. All the superpowers have our country mutual assured annihilation.
Yeah, they're mad.
So if you sit and start to, bomb the US, I would not want that to happen because that would be a very rough day for everybody else on the planet. But I do believe in some parts of the Bible, and there is a Bible prophecy about a place named Sodom and Gomorrah that was in the same area where our country there right now, where they cause all the problem. And I don't want to see one Bible prophecy with a Sodom and Gomorrah again today. With a nation where they cause all the problem.
Yeah, that would have to be a heavenly intervention.
Yes, I don't want to see one
fire
and brimstone.
To the last prayer, to the last sentence, the version of that sentence is would look for there's a possibility when all nations get involved. That's a world war. And that the world war wouldn't look like the first two. And that's at the beginning of Trump first term people made the say why Trump that the Antichrist, blah blah blah, who and bring the world into the next destruction. Gideon, the husband, and then he gave vote out and that me there. Bam, the man come right back in now. Here comes the sparks.
I'm more convinced.
Here comes the sparks again. Like,
I'm more convinced.
Is there legitimacy to the no, he couldn't be Trump. It couldn't be. Oh Lord. I know the man's perspective.
Remember the Antichrist will be somebody that was killed and rise again. Remember they said Donald Trump they get shot in the ears and he never had no mark. Remember?
Well, if you go by Nostradamus,
my ears cast blood with no mark.
No. Kill and rise again mean like he last. Come in at the last and come back again in a power. Now, how you interpret these things? Hey, I don't know my perspective yet though.
Got it strong.
Which house man the ride right now, Groove?
Steve already did his. It's yours.
Yeah, I did mine already. We are waiting for you.
I know. I asked you which house man the ride.
What happened?
You know, they hear me then. Hello.
You came up for a minute. What happened?
How no?
Yes.
I said, which horseman the ride?
Oh.
We'll
One
find
of
out,
them.
We'll find out which horseman the ride, Groove, guys. One in the ride.
Yeah. I think now I'm mule. I think now I'm mule. One of our listeners said that's all Trump waiting for, just like the 2 weeks notice he was waiting for retaliation so he can really attack now. This is the big people business. No, this is the one thing where when elephants fight, ants get killed.
Right.
This is not big people business, bro. This is not big people business. This is a lunatic that has dementia that is taking the world to war. World War I and World War II want be like one league gang fight in a back alley compared to World War III. That's why for 30, 40 years, even though you have crazy dictators out there, nobody was stupid enough to try to start one until now. And people don't realize how close we are to a full-blown world war, you know. When wars start, you know, just blow up in one day.
No.
You enter into it incrementally.
Yeah.
One nation come in, another nation, and that's how it start.
Yep.
Now, Iran just pull Qatar and Iraq into it. Iran just pulled them into it. So now, all I want out there, I want to stop the play. I want to realize the seriousness of where we there in right now and why we there in this. And all on the people that supported, and I even said this guy, but his ideology of hatred and isolationism and racism and all that, and you guys chose to support him. What does that say about your moral compass?
You know, say nothing, because that's who they are too. A lot of people are like that. You ever follow some of these chats on how these Americans speak? They like that.
Yeah.
They like that.
I wish the Indians may enforce for the immigration policy when the Europeans may start to come.
I'll you say you
Imagine
can't, you can't expect a certain moral compass from somebody who don't have that. I'll let show you is that America full of people that are like that.
We've been saying that.
Yeah, but you say
that, right? You can't change
but
somebody.
The point is, bro, when you find somebody that has no morals or sense, it is your God-given right in the Constitution, number one, for hold a mirror and say you don't want to fool.
Well,
you must make people know who they are.
You may look for our country, you may hide behind the veil. Then just move the veil and you'll see who did it. That's all. All you do is remove the veil. Trump gave everybody the courage to remove the veil and show your true self. So people vote for that kind of thing.
I just want the world to know and to remember this conflict was started by Israel. Yeah, but the narrative will change pretty soon, believe you me. But this Israel is the terrorist nation in the Middle East. Mark my word. Israel is the terrorist nation in the Middle East. Benjamin Upyawazu should be in jail. He should be hung for the amount of murders that he committed. You know?
Yeah, and that's how the conflict start, right? That's how the conflict start. Because a bunch of people and said that should happen, and then another bunch of people and said no, that not happen.
That won't happen.
Yeah, well, you know something. Once you get rid of the bad ones, no matter what the bad one, you get rid of the bad ones.
No, I'm just saying that how the conflict start, right? That's how the conflict start. All right, but let me do my perspective. Where is it? All right. Good. So we continue with things that affect men. And one of the main things that affect men are Groove. This one is for you. This bud's for you.
Watch out.
This bud's for you, my brother. Substance abuse is a major contributor to things that affect men. Substance abuse.
Please.
Well, it's a good thing I don't mess with substance. I don't mess with substance. I don't even know what a substance.
Abuse it.
According to one survey, compared to women, men are more likely to engage in illicit drug use and to begin using alcohol or drugs at a younger age. One reason for this is the pressure to cope with stress and emotional challenges, some of which we spoke about. Other things that affect. So you see the chain reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So you have one thing will affect you, then if you try to cope with that one thing will affect you, do something else. And then it's downhill. Next thing you know, you have suicidal tendencies. Men turn to alcohol, drugs, and other substances as a coping mechanism, which of course exacerbates the whole scenario. And mental health. And we spoke about mental health as well. So, substance abuse. I mean, you know, we don't have to say it, we know it. But yeah, so men are more likely to engage in substance abuse than women. No, when I say women don't, but men are more likely to do so. You agree or disagree?
We have a more addictive personality.
Huh?
We have a more addictive personality. Something, you know, with DNA make us more addictive to things.
Addicted personality, you know. Elisa, you see what he did?
That's not what it is.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. All right. I gotta go to health same way, so let me get rid of that as well.
Yeah, do that.
This is a tricky one, so. Misleading even. How dare you?
What?
Yes. Big up, wait a minute, man. Buffing stuff. Big up.
Buffing stuff.
Oh, yeah. Nobody hail up the stewards for today, boy. Yeah, I better hail up them stewards. That's what.
I'm Mighty Force D, CY, of course.
Morning, y'all.
Good morning, everybody. Ronald is in tune. Marlon, Cal, channeling. Catlin, you be where you at?
Yes. Where's my go to hell?
Mare, I told you guys I saw Mare. We're gonna send her lots of love, okay?
Bye, Mare. We totally off.
Lots and lots of love for Mare.
Well, school no close yet, no?
No, but her Anya graduated. We saw that. So congratulations to Anya.
Any go to hell intro. Let me do my thing.
Miss Christy, darling, is upstairs. Go to hell.
There we go. Go to hell.
Hell. You gotta put the in there.
We run out of time. Let me grab this. I got literally 30 seconds. Creme, hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
Please tell Groove, Deuteronomy 7:6 says, Israel is the chosen nation, and tell him also to read Luke 21, chapter 21, verses 5 to 9, where it says, wars and rumors of wars and nation fighting against nation. Thank you very much.
You know,
yes, so it is written, so it shall be.
All right, cool.
Don't worry about
you know
it.
who wrote the book? You know who wrote the book that says that the Jews are the chosen one? The Jews. They wrote the book. They wrote the book.
By in 2025, I can't go by the way. No.
Try for me. That they write the book where say that they're not the chosen
People
one.
right now, he also said God gave man free will. So even if you're chosen, you got free will if you do the wrong things. I don't think we live in a time where we just do something just because. We have a face
Actually, you see, because
the book say, "Groove, you can't stop me in my heart." So can't stop me in my heart. You must be damn crazy. You can't stand up there and make Groove stop me in my heart because somebody write that. Get the hell out of here. You don't stop me.
That also is a false statement. Yeah. If you,
I get the biblical things.
Gentleman that just call, if you and that gentleman that just called knows so much about Bible, you would know that God did not give us choice. God did not give us choice. That was the first sin. God did not want us to have choice. Choice was given to us by an apple. That was the tree of knowledge.
Well,
so Yeah.
However I look on it, I didn't make nobody come stab me because no book says so.
Because the book says so.
Exactly. That's the way they do it. They tell Isaac, kill your son, and Isaac say,
sorry.
okay.
Yeah, sorry. You do
I
wrong,
can't
I
believe
want
in
you
the kind of
call
thing,
it what
bro.
we see this
Yes.
see it as.
Yep.
But
You
anyway,
know why? You know why I can't believe?
What is-
I believe in a God. Yeah, I believe in a God. But the God where I believe in, that not a simple God. That not a God where I tell a man go kill your son. That not a God where I kill babies. That not a God where I flood on earth. Then I kind of God where I believe in. Believe in a God of love. One God where created everything. That only turn into only whatever Bible verse I read just now. That man write the Bible verse, Jewish man. You ever wonder why everybody name Lone Middle Western name till the 12 disciple? Christ,
I
come on,
go to
man.
hell. I go to hell.
Well, you gotta take a break.
All right, so the question would be, what are some foods to reduce cholesterol? But the question and the answer are two different things.
Okay.
It's a very unconventional answer for some foods to reduce cholesterol. One person that contributed to the discussion said, I had high cholesterol and was drinking a ton of diet soda. It make you wonder, how could a 0-calorie liquid cause your cholesterol to go up? Did it? Well, the person said, I cut soda out and 6 months later had a physical and the cholesterol dropped dramatically. The doctor said it's likely because the person reduced the overall stress on the body. Your kidneys and liver have to work hard to clean out your system. If you just take less pressure off these organs, in general, they'll perform better. If you have a bad habit like drinking a lot of alcohol, consuming too much sugary substances and sodas, those things can absolutely alter your vitals and cholesterol numbers. An easy place to start, they say, an easy place to start is with meat. If we reduce that intake and substitute it for fish and other healthier alternatives, it will make an impact. Just remember, the body is a comprehensive system. You either work with it or against it and allow yourself to feel better. There is no one secret cheat to make you healthy. There you go. But we got to take a break. And I'll come back because we're running out of time. Somebody playing a dirty trick on me in here. Somebody correct the clock. So,
Joe.
Oh, for real?
Tony G come in here and play a dirty, get the low down dirty trick. That I look on the clock and you know that the clock 7 minutes fast.
I'm gonna blame Anthony. I'll blame Anthony.
I look on the clock and think it's 7 minutes fast. It's not 7 minutes fast. It is very correct.
It is accurate.
That's a low down dirty trick. We'll be right back.
We'll be back.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you today? I'm so stressed out. Okay, I'm saying I can help right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay? Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
Manuel, it looked like the jar stuck again. I think we need to go to Builders Hardware.
Again? Why can't we just order online?
Oh, that's right. Manuel, I forgot the draw slides.
In 2024, the Belizean diaspora took over Los Angeles with the first ever Belize Diaspora Summit, and you know the only thing that could be ever better than that is to do it again. Belize Diaspora Summit 2.0. This time it takes place in the state of Florida, Fort Lauderdale Board Convention Center, July 10th, the 11th, the 12th. Belizeans from the diaspora, Belizeans from home in Belize, join together. Let's do it again. 3 days, government services, clinics, business displays, kitty corner, pop-up trivias, panel discussions. There will be highlights for business mixers. There will be live performance of Racindio. Destiny Wagner is going to be there. There's going to be a live performance of Makobi. And you will have Immigration and Civil Rights Town Hall. Special guest Kenneth Gibson, interview and book reading. There will be a wind-up reception, rhythms and rum. It's happening, Belize Diaspora 2.0, Florida, Fort Lauderdale Board Convention Center. Don't miss it.
World shifts to regional supply chains, Belize is poised to lead. This is where blue innovation meets green ambition, and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Caribe in San Pedro. From agribusiness to aquaculture, from renewable energy to digital services, from tourism to trade, this is the future of regional integration. And it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025. Bridging markets, building resilience. September 3rd to 5th at Sunset Caribe, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
Okay, well, for short time, can we get the weather at least? Man, time fly. Oh, I got off again. Hold on, let me try to. I don't know what's up with the machine. The machine, all right. I think you're back. Go there.
Yes.
There you
All
go.
right. This woman, I've only known one other Godiva, and that was Lady Godiva.
yeah?
Remember Lady Godiva? They made a candy after her. All right. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mrs. DePearl, married to Thomas DePearl from France. So here she is. Godiva for DePearl. Go ahead, Miss Godiva. Godiva for DePearl.
Oh, good. So here's your weather for today. It says a moderate east southeasterly airflow prevails over the country. In our forecast, sunny with some cloudy spells today and cloudy at times tonight. Showers or thunderstorms will be isolated with a medium chance of a few more developing over the south this afternoon. Then a few showers and isolated thunderstorms will affect mostly coastal areas later tonight. Winds blowing east, southeast at 10 to the seaside is light chop to choppy. Waves beyond the reef 2 to 5 feet. Temperatures for today on the coast 88 degrees Fahrenheit, inland areas 94 degrees Fahrenheit, and in the hills 78 degrees Fahrenheit. We are currently experiencing a low tide. No, actually, it's a high tide. A low tide comes in just after 3 p.m. later on this afternoon. Then another high is on schedule at 9:34 tonight. Sun will set this evening at
6:30. For the Galway flirty.
I am waiting for you. And the moon will set 5 p.m. this evening. In our outlook, this is through to Tuesday, I believe. Yes, Tuesday. It says cloudy spells with a few showers or isolated thunderstorms lingering. Mostly northern and central areas on Tuesday morning, then over the south on Tuesday night. Otherwise, shower activity will be isolated. Our forecaster is Crystal Rosales, and that's your weather.
Thank you, Miss Crystal Rosales, and Godiva for DePearl. Thank you very much. Again, I only know two things named Dano. One down milk, one da Frisco brother. But there's a forecaster here named Dano also. I think he's from Italy. His last name is Daigo. Daigo. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Dano Daigo.
It is not there.
Go ahead, Mr. Daigo.
No. All right. Yeah, so currently around, it might be a little scattered shower here or there, nothing significant. But yeah, that's the satellite imagery.
Oh, there it is.
And the potential for the remainder of the week. So yeah, we see some rain moving in there later on. And then on Tuesday, you see, more cloud cover. There you go. There on Tuesday, more rain right there in the north. So yeah, it continues. Look at all that moisture in the Caribbean. Everything headed to the east.
That's right.
Yes. And that's Wednesday, so more rain.
Look at all of that. Weather with the sea in the sky.
Yes, look at all of that. That's Wednesday into Thursday. So yeah, it's coming back. More moisture.
Yep.
All of that. That's Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Look at that. That's Friday. This is every day. Just keep on coming. Wave after wave. Yeah. And then if you look on the Pacific side, you see a thing there stirring up. But yeah, so until Friday, it looks like it might be a wet week. One would assume. And then,
You think?
And then look at that storm.
A good thing when I say
Pacific. Yeah.
Your lease.
Yes, man.
The good thing when I see nothing but weather up on a chart because you might see things that fly across water directly.
It's true.
Yeah.
I sit up on a Doppler.
Miss Aller too.
Yo.
We gotta go, Lisa.
Yeah, I want to say good morning going out, or good afternoon going out to Herman. sent a very, very interesting Bible verse. Revelation chapter 3, verse 9, from your King James Version. It says, and I quote, "Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee." And that comes from the King James Version in this Revelation chapter 3, verse 9.
There you go. Okay,
Translation of the name of the forecaster's name not there. One of our listeners said, and I get Dano, there you go. I'll put it in a group in English.
That's right. The man said that in the translation. There you go. So it's not there, he goes.
There you go, not there.
There.
Right. Hold on. That's like 3 morning stew moments right there, because I never even realized how that was. There you go. Mean not there. And Dano, there you go. Also mean not there.
Not there.
He's a hurry take me out now, please. Clock wrong and the clock
Guys,
clock correct the wrong.
Thank you so much for swing with us, please. To take care of yourself, do whatever is right by you, huh? If for some reason you got to be out there, stay safe, all right? Keep yourself hydrated as well. Once again, thank you very much to Ram Hafa Mancello and also Miss Edna Pollard. Do enjoy your day, guys. Stay safe. Miss Di, have yourself a wonderful one as well. If God is willing, we will see you right here tomorrow. Take care of you, and I promise to take care of me, Miss Christy, darling. Take care. We love you all. CYIU.
Yes.
And never before from that, if God is willing, meant so much as it does right nowadays. If God is willing, we are seeing it tomorrow.
If God is willing.